our most turtled up map in the pool, and I'm gonna make it look easy. Like again, this is a Maru that has literally not only been losing to Serral in TVZ over the last like 6 months. Like this is, at least in series, this performance from Dark in this game one is just utter domination.
Well, and I think a lot of it stems from really good reaction from Dark. He was able to hang on and avoid a lot of the early game damage. I mean, we saw Maru try to get in with varying levels of the Hellion run by at the very beginning, the distraction with the Banshees, the drop with two medevacs, and Dark just did a really nice job of absorbing the damage there, not allowing it to get too far out in front of him. And I got to give you full credit. You said very clearly that Dark's going to have to pull out some tricks to get Maru off kilter. And even though the early Baneling drops were spotted, it was still enough. No reactions from the Baneling drops that did connect in those mineral lines. 40 workers that you just have to replace without any sort of return damage on your own part. It's going to
What's
be
up,
a
people? We are
difficult
doing
for
something new
Maru and
today. This is
Dark.
a rebroadcast of the King of Battle semifinals between Dark and Maru. This is game number 2, and I do not have control of this camera observation thing, so let's see how this goes. And there's also not going to be any sound because this is from another stream. And we see Dark going for a pool first. I think that was, what was that, 16 pool or something? So not a super committed early rush build, but maybe just to be safe against Maru's potential proxy barracks. Maru is notorious for that. He doesn't do it that much anymore, but it's still always a play that he can go for. So Dark going for the early pool. He does drop down that expansion. And we do see that Maru hasn't gone for any proxy. He is getting a reactor on his barracks, and Dark going for a very fast Roach Warren. Oh, okay. So what is this? He gets 3 sets of lings. That's 6 lings. And he's going for a fast Roach Warren behind this. It's seeming like it's going to be some kind of Roach Ravager bust, perhaps. As we do see these 6 Zerglings making their way across the map. Now Dark, he does like his roaches. He is currently up 1-0. He went for a Lingbane Hydra composition in the first game. And that's what got him that victory. But game number 2 looks like he wants to spice things up a bit. Roach Warren is completed. We've got only 1 Ling on the way. And oh! No lift on the supply depot from Maru. Lets the Lings in, but they back on out of there. They do get the scout, and they're going to start nibbling at this command center. Might be able to get a cancel. No, they're not going to be able to get a cancel, but they do delay it for quite some time, and that's pretty annoying. And we do see Dark committing more to roaches. He's only on 16 drones right now, so pretty all in right now is Dark. And it looks like he is dropping another extractor, so he wants more gas to perhaps potentially morph these roaches into ravagers, and we do see them showing up now. First roach has arrived. These Lings gonna try to cancel this bunker, and they do get that SCV, so they aren't gonna be able to delay it. But the backup SCV shows up, finishes that bunker, so Maru's gonna have the defense there. Now, what's Dark gonna do? Is he going to commit? He's got all his roaches on the Terran side of the map. He's gonna morph 2 Ravagers right now. 2 not gonna be quite enough just yet to burst down that bunker. He's gonna need, I think, 3 to, or maybe 4 actually, to one-shot the bunker. And he does morph another Ravager. I don't know about this. This is taking so long, but Maru, I don't know if he really has identified this just yet. Only one bunker, and he does see it now. Cancels the supply depot, and Dark, he's going to jump in with 4 roaches and 3 ravagers, but yeah, that's not enough. Maru with the quick repair, he's got 4 marines in that bunker. He's got extra marines and marauders behind it, and Dark's time is running out. He has 4 ravagers now, 1 more coming in, but the repair is good, and I don't know if Dark's going to be able to break this. He moves in once again, sending out a few biles, but Maru just repairing. And now 6 ravagers, morphing a 7th. Weird bile there in the middle of nowhere. Probably just a misclick. And Dark completely committing to this. He's only at 17 workers. He's going to send a bunch more biles. That's finally going to get the bunker. But does Maru have too much? He's going to pull some SCVs just to be safe. And I don't know. Dark does have the army advantage, but Maru can afford to lose some SCVs right now, but things are a little bit dicey. We do know both of these players, some of the best control in the business. Maru stims in, and he's going to pick off a good chunk of these Ravagers. Only 3 remaining. Now Maru's going to back off a little bit, wait for some additional reinforcements. That's going to allow Dark to move forward. Might be able to get this forward bunker, but no, Maru stims down with a few Marines and Marauders, gets another Ravager there. Now all Dark has left is 2 Lings and 2 Ravagers. Of course, he does have reinforcements still streaming across. 17 SCVs have gone down. Is Dark going to pull this off? Sending a few more biles to try to get that supply depot. Morphing another Ravager. This command center getting low. Has to lift off. Supply depot does go down. And Maru barely hanging on right now. He is desperately trying to mount this defense, but these Ravagers just biling down everything from a distance, and this Overlord providing that high ground vision. It's going to be so hard to go up this ramp, though. We see this little dance going on. You don't really want to commit fully, but Maru, he is trying to get a bunker up on the top, and I don't know if either player really wants to fight on this ramp. Maru going forward a little bit, does get a lot of units there, but at the cost of another 8 SCVs. Now they are even on drone counts, and it looks like Dark is abandoning the all-in. He feels he's gotten enough damage done, perhaps, as he starts up 6 more drones, but he's going to lose all his army at the front here. So it's going to be a defense from Maru, who did lose a lot of SCVs, yes, but keep in mind he is a Terran player, and he has 2 orbital command centers. He has double mule production, so he's going to be just fine. And Dark, he did sacrifice a lot for this, as we see the units lost. It's going to be a bit more minerals lost from Maru, but a lot more gas lost from Dark. And Dark, he has no tech behind this. He has no layer. All he has is slow Lings and Roaches. As we do see that Ling speed only just now starting, only about 30% done. No upgrades, and Maru going for the counter offensive. He's got a single Widow Mine, it looks like, a single Medevac, and a few bio units. Look at this micro from Maru, picking up his units, juggling them through the Medevac. And looks like he's gonna back off, loses that Widow Mine. But not too many losses there from Maru, as he just applies some pressure to Dark, making him uncomfortable. And Dark is still not teching up to lair or anything, going for additional Roaches now. And also no creep spread, really. We've got 3 random overlords over here in the corner, or rather the edge. And Maru pokes in once again with a small force of bio units. Going to stim in, going to pick off a lot of these Ravagers. And is Dark going to be able to hold this off? It looks like with the spawning Roaches, yes. But Maru's micro, look at this. pulling back, stutter stepping, getting so many units, the value off of these Marines and Marauders. And we do see Maru's supply up 73 to the 59 of Dark. Maru up in workers 38 to 35, and Dark just hasn't had the ability to really establish himself in this game. He's forced to make units right now, 10 more lings on the way, and that's going to put him further behind in the worker count. And Maru continuing the pressure. He's got a tank on the way even. Dark trying to do a little bit of a counter attack, and Maru wise to this, gonna pull back just a little bit and gonna get most of these lings, it looks like. Only two gonna make their way to the Terran side of the map, and none gonna make their way into the base. Maru sitting at 89 supply to Dark's 74. Still no lair from Dark. Maru scans that, confirms that, so he knows Dark is quite all in. All Maru really has to do is D up back at home, get a couple tanks, and he already has 3 tanks, so he should be more than fine. If I were him, I would put down maybe a couple more supply depots, bunkers, just to be safe, but I'm not the 4-time GSL winner Maru, so I think he knows a little bit more than me. And Dark, I thought he was going to go all in, but no, he is going for a third base on 36 drones. And Maru looking like he wants to control the action here. He's got a lot of medevacs, a good amount of Marines and Marauders. Going to load up a medevac with 2 tanks, it looks like. And this is something Terran players do. They hide their tanks in the medevacs, so the Zerg doesn't know how many tanks are with the army, but Maru does drop them off, sieges them up, and he's going to cancel this third base. And an even even base count for Terran and Zerg that is always going to favor the Terran. And Maru gonna continue the pressure, stimming into the natural base. These tanks absolutely vital, and GG gets called. Maru's gonna win game number 2. Don't mind this little screen here. That is just a random two random white guys. This is, of course, the defense I have to prevent this channel from being shut down. If I display 2 white guys on my screen, of course, the white privilege prevents any copyright action to be taken against me. These are not me. These are two white guys. Their names are displayed there, but that's not important, as we are, I don't know if we're taking a short break, if either player needs maybe to use the bathroom or anything, not really sure, but we are going to be loading into game 3 shortly. This is, of course, a best of 5. We are currently tied up 1 apiece.
Crazy outside of the roach opening. It was just a lot of really good micro and really good StarCraft. So map number 3 is going to take us to Hardwire. Are we going to see more of the same kind here in game number 3, Behemoth?
I don't know. I feel bad for Dark, because that push, it almost worked. Didn't work, but he had an opportunity there, and he kind of got build order countered. As we have game 3 loaded up now, so we'll talk about that more in a second.
Alright, we are loaded into game number 3 on Hardwire. We are tied up 1-1 between the blue Zerg player, Dark, and his red Terran opponent, who took the last game to tie things up. It is Maru. So, game number 3. Looking like it's going to be a pretty normal opening from both guys. Dark going to be dropping that expansion. So not going for an early pool this time. And Maru, of course, going for the barracks. It is in his main base, so not going to be proxying this game. And Dark, he did send an Overlord to the bottom, kind of just scouting for proxies. And we've got typical gas and pool behind this. So gonna take some time for this game to really start up as Maru going for the Reaper, pretty standard opening there. And Dark being very diligent with his Overlords. They are just roaming around with their slow movement speed, checking for proxies. And of course we have the full vision that that's not going to be happening as Maru is throwing down his command center quite early there. As the natural base of Dark completes. And Maru sending his Reaper across the map. Probably not going to be able to find any damage, especially not at this level of play. Dark is going to have Lings in time. They might do a little dance, but shouldn't be seeing any losses from either side. At this level, you probably won't even lose a Ling, as Dark able to pull back his Lings. Oh, he does get a Ling! Pretty uncharacteristic there, and Maru playing with fire there, but he does get 2 kills on that Reaper. I think it was only 2 Lings, but still, that is something. And keep in mind, both of these guys playing on the Korean server, so there is minimal lag. It's not any cross-server Korea versus Europe or anything like that. So both players on their home server. So a bit of a mistake from Dark, but again, very minor. And this Reaper still alive, still roaming the map. Gonna confirm that 3rd base. And Dark poked in just a little bit with that Overlord. Gonna see the reactor on the factory. Gonna be aware that there are Hellions on the way. And he's gonna back up, save that Overlord to poke in another time. Now 2 Hellions joining up with this Reaper. I'm gonna try to find more damage, and Maru going for the fusion core. Gonna be a BC opening out of Maru. And these 2 Hellions and Reaper, they just do a bit of a drive-by, take a look. Don't really do much. We've got a Viking starting up initially. That's gonna help to clear up the Overlords. Very annoying for the Zerg player. And Dark doing his due diligence, sending a Ling around just to do some scouting. And going for a layer now, Dark. As that Viking I mentioned is going to clean up this Overlord here. And first battlecruiser is on the way, and does Dark have any idea about this? I mean, he did see the starport being produced, he did see a tech lab being produced on the barracks, but that could just be a normal bio opening, so we don't see any spores. I'm not sure how many queens Dark has, as he does start 2 spores now. So that is going to be helpful in the BC defense. 9 more drones on the way as well. That's going to put him up to a very healthy, 11 more drones now. So Dark really droning quite heavily. But how is his anti-air? I'm a little worried about this, as the first battlecruiser about 90% of the way done. Yamato cannon on the way as well. So this is going to be more than one battlecruiser. Maru intends to commit to this, I think. We'll see if he ends up canceling that or anything. And the battlecruiser is out. The Hellions gonna start pressuring this 4th base, and usually this is a good time for the battlecruiser to warp in, hit at 2 fronts at once. No, he's gonna hit at a single front actually, warping into this 3rd base location. There are a lot of queens here, so they are gonna be able to deal with the battlecruiser, but oh my god, huge Baneling connection on a lot of those Hellions. And that's going to be a defense from Dark at the cost of 8, maybe 9 drones? 10 drones, so not too shabby actually. And Maru continuing to produce that Yamato Cannon ability. Yamato Cannon is the ability on battlecruisers to shoot a very powerful shot, if you will. Kind of like the Ghost Snipe. I think it does 120 or 150, or I don't know how much damage that does. Let me look that up on the interwebs right now. Yamato Cannon damage. Just look at these Hellions continuing to be annoying, getting 6, 7, 9, 10! 10 more drones. Oh my god, that's going to put Dark down to 69. Nice drones. But that's behind Maru. Although now he does spawn a few more, putting him up to 85, which is pretty good. And now we've got 2 battlecruisers here. And battlecruisers, again, they're Yamato Cannon. So what it does is it charges for 3 seconds. Then it releases a shot that deals 240 damage at the range of 10. So once it starts casting, it's gonna land unless the battlecruiser dies. So it's a good way to instantly kill certain units, such as queens or even corruptors, as we do see Dark going for now. Corruptors are the proper counter to battlecruisers. Some might think Hydras are pretty good, but no, you are wrong. Corruptors are the right choice. And we do see this Viking continuing to be annoying, but these corruptors show up to save their overlord brethren. And these Hellions of Maru have been so annoying all game long. Gonna morph some of them into Hellbats even. Interesting play there by Maru, only morphing 2 to tank some of the shots and allowing the rest of the Hellions to get away. And Maru at 92 SCVs, that's kind of insane for a Terran player. You don't really go that high because, of course, there are mules. And we do see Dark going for a cheeky Baneling drop. Double Baneling drop, rather. One on the left, one on the right. And that's pretty sneaky. Let's see if he gets any damage. We've got 3 BCs over on the right. We've got some Hellions over on the left. And it looks like the Hellion's gonna get cleaned up by this Ling Roach. And oh, Maru spotting this drop. Nicely done by Maru, but how about this one on the right? Oh! Does get 7 there. Not the end of the world, as he does have a lot of SCVs there. And Dark expanding all over his side of the map, the bottom half. Maru, he's going for some kind of mech build, actually. He's got a lot of Hellions, siege tanks, a couple Cyclones, and of course those battle cruisers. And Dark, he is doing the right thing, going for a Ling Roach Ravager and some Corruptors spattered in against the battle cruisers. So yeah, this is the right composition, I feel, for Dark. should probably mix in some spellcasters in the near future. As we see another Hellion run by, gonna get 5 more drones before they fall. Some additional scans going down from Maru just to see what he's up against, and he is looking to move out now. Hellbats, Cyclones, and Siege Tanks on the ground, and 3 battle cruisers in the air. Let's see how this fight goes. Dark sending in some biles, but not going to be enough. He's going to have to back up, and Maru just going to use this time to clear up some creep. Now Dark flying in with the Corruptor is going to get... No, not going to get any battle cruisers as they warp away. But this ground army from Maru still present, still a threat. And keep in mind, these Corruptors, they can't really do much against this ground army, as the battle cruisers have warped away, so the Corruptors essentially useless right now. Now Dark gonna take the engagement initially, but tanks so good, so Dark gonna have to back up, wait for more reinforcements, gonna morph some more Ravagers, and that's gonna allow Maru to push forward, siege his tanks a little further up. And now Dark runs in once again, dropping some more biles, but where are his units? It doesn't look like he really has much. Where are his Lings? Where are his Banes? I mean, he is maxed out, but I don't know where those units are. And Maru being so efficient with this push. Dark does finally show up with a lot more Roaches and Ravagers. Should be able to clean this up, but at what cost? This is very pricey for both players, really. As you do see them both dropping in supply. Maru down to 159 now. Dark just reproducing 16 more Roaches, so he is going to be going back up to 187. He's got +3 ranged and melee on the way. Those are, of course, the more important upgrades. But things are kind of slowing down now as that push from Maru does get cleaned up. Hellions continuing to be annoying, trying to find more damage at this. I don't even know what base this is. 5th, 4th, I don't know. But they get 3 drones and they get cleaned up. And these Corruptors don't really know what to do. They're looking for the BCs, but they get locked onto by these Cyclones and losing a few of them for free. That's going to open up the map for the battle cruisers once again. And it looks like there's only 6 Corruptors remaining. That's not really enough to deal with battle cruisers. So these battle cruisers going to be quite effective here. Does warp 1 away to get repaired. 2 still on the front lines. And we see units lost, heavily favoring the Terran player, who is much more efficient so far. 31 drones have gone down this game, 130 Zerglings. But Dark does have more bases, he does have more income, at least currently, as he is going to roll in and take out a few of these tanks. But these Cyclones, super annoying. They're very immobile. They can just lock on and kite away, deal out a lot of damage. And we do see Maru with a supply lead right now, 184 to 164. And he's going to press this advantage. We do see Dark finally getting a few infestors. But is it too late? Look at this attack from Maru. And yes, GG gets called. Maru going to win game number 3. With a very interesting mech play. Not something you see too often out of Terrans, and especially somebody like Maru, who is perhaps the best bio player in the world. So, pretty cool build out of Maru there. Not sure if Dark was really expecting that, but nicely done by Maru, and that's gonna put him in match point 2-1. Dark is gonna need to pull something out of his hat, or else he is going to drop out of this tournament. As we, of course, have to show these white guys once again. Got to show them every game to prevent the copyright infringement. As we all know, white privilege, very real. So just show these white guys, you know, prevent the lawyers from chasing after me. And we should be loading into game number 4 shortly.
For map number 4. So Dark's going to have to play maybe a little bit on the back foot here if he wanted to try and stay, maybe with some Spire play, but we're already into map number 4.
All right, here we are, game number 4 between our blue Zerg, currently down 1-2. It is Dark. And his red Terran opponent, the king of Terrans, Maru. Game number 4 going to be played on Blackburn. This is one of the older maps, one of the weirder maps. Of course, it's got that gold base. Be very curious to see if either player goes for that early on. And Maru, again, not going for the proxy. I'm kind of curious because he is known for that. There was a time, a couple years ago perhaps, where he would go proxy barracks almost every single game in every single matchup, and he would win almost every single time. Doesn't really do that too much anymore, but he is still very capable. So Dark being extra careful, just scouting around, and that's already a slight victory for Maru, just forcing your opponent to do that. Like, look at this pathing from the Overlord. That of course means it's not going to be able to move across the map to position itself in the usual spot. We do see an SCV moving out. Pretty standard stuff going down. Hatchery in its normal spot, so not going to be that gold base. Maru going to spot this. And he's going to move over to the third. Going to patrol that SCV just to block it, as a lot of times Zergs like to go for a very fast third around this time. So we do see that drone moving over there, wanting to take the third, but not today. And the Reaper gonna show up to really deny the third, so that drone forced to turn into an extractor for a little bit. Now this Reaper continuing to be annoying. Did it get any Ling kills? Looks like it got one. So not bad there. And Dark can't really move out to clean up this engineering bay. He's walking across with a slow queen. And he's going to fight with these slow Zerglings, but the Reaper, much faster. Going to be able to, well, doesn't look like it gets any additional Zerglings. But, oh, does get picked off there, that Reaper. Bit of a mistake from Maru. And that Queen blocking the hatchery for a few extra seconds. But Dark does finally place that down. Goes for a layer as well. Maru going for triple CC. Going for a starport now. And is it going to be another battlecruiser opening? As we do see a tech lab being produced on, I think, the barracks. So the option is always going to be there to just swap that over. The starport is complete. Let's see if we see a fusion core in production anytime soon. Looks like not yet. Just going to be a Viking for now. And he is going to use that tech lab on the barracks for a research. It's going to be the concussive shells. And So looks like gonna be standard bio play this game. Not gonna be battle cruisers. Not gonna be mech, most likely. Unless it's crazy mind games out of Maru. But oh, it is crazy mind games. He cancels the research on the tech lab. He allowed the Overlord to fly in to see that, oh yeah, I'm using this tech lab, I'm researching stuff, you know, I'm going a normal bio play, and then he cancels it, drops down the fusion core. He is going for battle cruisers. And Dark, is he aware of this? He maybe has a suspicion as he drops down the spire, but no spore crawlers on the way. First battle cruiser just starting up. It's going to be a while before they take the field. And Dark just droning up. But again, no spore crawlers just yet. I don't know how many queens he has, but we see 4 on the map, on the screen right now. 2 more over there, so he does have a good amount of queens. So that can be pretty good. Additional factories being produced, and that Ling running up the ramp, he does spot the starport on the tech lab, so that should be enough for Dark to fully be aware of the build. Hellions coming on in, getting 4 drones for 4 Hellions. That's not that worth it. And Dark going for 8 Mutalisks. First battle cruiser is done. Is he going to warp across? I don't know if he should. Dark going for a run by, but the Hellions and Marines going to be enough to fend that off. And we see Yamato on the way again. Double armory. Another battle cruiser on the way. And the Mutalisks have arrived, +1 air weapons in production, baneling speed in production. The Mutas gonna fly on in, spot a missile turret. Not really gonna find too much damage here. They do get, oh, the baneling run by. They get 10 SCVs. That's huge. And they do get the missile turret on the 3rd as well, so that opens the door for these Mutas to get an additional 4 SCVs there. Nicely done from Dark. That's going to put him at a nice worker lead. Nice overall supply lead. And Hellions driving in once again to get a whole lot of nothing. Actually, they do get 2 drones, but that is not worth it at all. 2 drones for 4 Hellions, and we do see the units lost, heavily favoring the Zerg right now. But we do have these 2 battle cruisers roaming around. What are they going to do? These Mutalisks gonna jump on top of a missile turret. Oh, does lose 1 Mutalist for free. Doesn't even get the missile turret as he pulls back the Mutas to deal with these battle cruisers potentially. 9 more Mutas in production. Another baneling run by. Not gonna get as much this time. Does cancel that building. I didn't see what that was, but 2 battle cruisers continuing to be annoying. Probably not gonna find too much damage as they've got these queens hot on their tail, but are gonna be able to get a single drone there. Yamato has completed, so does fire 1 off. That first battle cruiser getting very low, second battle cruiser getting very low, but both of them warping away. So they can get repaired up to fight another day. 18 Mutas on the map for the Zerg player. 83 drones. He is sitting pretty comfortably on 5 bases. Oh, a little bit of lag here. Oh, a little bit of lag. See if we can get that fixed up. Might be one of the observers. Yeah, Vitamin, get on out of here. Go on, get. Looks like we're just gonna take a brief break. Let's talk about our sponsors, maybe. Let's talk about the American Red Cross Foundation. Let's talk about Backblaze, G Fuel, some drunk Canadian, Alpha X. As we wait for this game to resume. Look at this background. We've got this kind of cyberpunk urban samurai guy going on. That's pretty neat. And we've got this OP banner over there. And all right, let's get back into the game here. Vitamin has left the game. Go, 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 go! And all right, look at these mutas. So many scary mutas in the skies. I'm going to clean up these Hellions. And Dark has been in control of this game. But Maru, undeterred, he's going for Thors, going for this mech composition. But I don't know, he hasn't really had the success in the early game as he did last game. Maru's going to want to slow this game down, turtle up, and try to establish that mech army. Battlecruiser is going to clean up some creep. Got to be careful of these mutas. That's a lot of mutas. Don't really want to fight for too long. Need to jump on out of there. And yep, good warps by Maru. Oh no, does lose one battlecruiser there as I say that. And Hive going to be on the way from Dark, and all these mutas finding this unprotected gold mineral line does cancel those 2 missile turrets, gets 7 SCVs. Big Daddy Thors show up. Thor's very good against Mutalisk, so gonna have to back up, does Dark. But looks like he is poised for a big attack, morphing in 16 Banelings over here. He's got an Overseer just to provide some extra vision, flying in with his mutas to harass the main base, but does eat a Widowmine shot. And Dark, does he want to go into this? I think not, with the tank over there. So he relocates, gonna work on these rocks, maybe try for another angle. 3 battle cruisers still on the field. He did lose one, so I guess he remade another. And I don't know, is 3 the magic number for battle cruisers? I'm not sure. But Dark needs to make a move soon because Lingbane, not really the composition you want against mech. And we do see Maru continuing tank production, continuing the mech upgrades. He's getting the smart servos upgrade to allow his units to transform quicker. He's getting the drilling claws upgrade to allow his widow mines to burrow quicker. And look at this teleport micro. This time it's good, saves all the battle cruisers. Now these Mutalisks continuing to be a nuisance on this gold mineral line. Gets another 7 SCVs before the Thors repel them. But all in all, it looks like Maru has stabilized. He is essentially maxed out right now. Both players are actually. And a huge Bane run by. Eats a huge Widowmine shot. Gonna eat a lot of tank shots. But they do just collapse onto that planetary. Huge investment from Dark. But he is quite wealthy. He can afford to do so. And I mean, he's just committing to the Lingbane Ultra composition. This is insanity from Dark. He is an absolute madman. Flying in with these mutas, gonna spot the Thor back up. And Maru looks like he's had enough. He wants to go right now, but so many Banelings from Dark, and oh, we don't really see it, but they're just rolling in. Maru splitting his mech. What a Chad, as these Banes cannot find the money connections. Wow, this is insanity. Lingbane against mech. Maru splitting mech like their bio, but does take heavy losses. Down to 150 supply is Maru, and Dark still sitting on 170. He's got 2 ultras. I don't know about this fight, but hey, Dark, better Zerg player than I am. And he is gonna collapse on this. The reinforcing Lings show up and GG gets called. Dark is gonna tie things up 2-2. So we are going down to the rubber match. And alright, let's take a look at this urban cyberpunk scape. We've got this Protoss billboard over here, cycling between the Protoss emblem and OP, Protoss OP. And yeah, certainly seems that way in the lower levels of play. And by lower levels, I mean non-pro, even up to GM. It really seems like Protoss is quite overpowered. But at the pro level, when you can use 3 different control groups of spellcasters, it's not quite so, as we do see that there have been no Protosses in the bracket. They have all fallen, even the likes of Zest and Classic. So, the pro level, Protoss perhaps even underpowered. And we've got this A move thing. I don't know what you call that. Also a no GG, no skill. Of course, that is a reference to the famous White Ra, who said, more GG, more skill. So it stands to reason that no GG, no skill. That's just quick maths for you. And alright, we are loaded into game number 5 on 2,000 atmospheres between the blue Zerg player who tied things up in the last game. It is Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Dark up against the red Terran player, the infamous, notorious 4-time GSL winner. It is Envy's Maru. So 2,000 atmospheres, game number 5. What better battlefield and what better map to pull off the infamous, patented, notorious proxy barracks of Maru? But unfortunately for him, Dark is going to get the immediate scout off on that. And is Maru going to just abandon this idea? Is he going to cancel it? I mean, he spots it, right? So what is he gonna do? Look at his face there in the webcam. He's like, no. But Dark, his reaction gonna be pulling off 5 drones. And let's learn a little something here. What is the reaction to this? You pull drones to kill the SCVs, I guess. That's the correct play. But the randomness of the building SCVs, cause them to bounce around, and one barracks does get finished. Is the second barracks gonna get finished? It looks like. Oh, we do see that Maru is actually microing this. It's very subtle, but he halts the building and then he puts the SCV back on it to cause it to bounce back inside. And we've got one Marine on the inside protecting these barracks. And keep in mind, Dark is losing a lot of mining time right here. He's got, what, 7 drones over here? So his worker lead, a little bit misleading. And Dark looks like he wants to try to jump on top of these with the drones, but not going to be successful. However, he is buying a lot of time. He's allowing his pool to finish up. He's got Zerglings on the way. And I think he should be able to hold this off. But he has been mining much less for the past 2 minutes or so. And Maru committing to this, dropping down a bunker now. So despite the scout from Dark, Maru completely committing to this, it looks like. He's got a factory going down at home, so not super all in. Can this bunker finish? It looks like no. And it looks like Maru's going to have to abandon that, cancel the bunker. But, I mean, I feel like this has been a good enough opening. He has caused a lot of lost mining time. He does get 2 drones on the way out. And, well, he's not entirely done yet. Hold on. He's got 5 Marines here. He's continuing to produce Marines from the barracks. And even gets an Overlord for his troubles. He's fully walled off at home, so he is safe on that front. And we've got 7 Marines here. Gonna be really annoying. A few Zerglings gonna be annoying at Maru's base, but the Hellions coming out should be able to clean that up. Now, what are these Marines gonna do? They are just kind of loitering outside the Zerg base right now, and Maru is finally gonna cease this pressure. Does lift off both barracks, sends one on over to scout, sends one back home. And Dark going for a Roach Warren. He has skipped Ling speed, so he's going for some kind of Ravager bust, it looks like. He's going up to 3 gases, getting that Roach Warren, which is going to be scouted by Maru. So he should have an idea as he goes for a 4 Hellion drop. And going for that Fusion Core once again. Is this Maru or is this B-Breed? I don't know. I've never seen both of them in the same place at the same time. And Dark misplaces that third base a little bit, cancels that, and drops it down once again. 4 Hellions. Let's see how much damage they can find. The medevac has gone down, so these Hellions are trapped. But they do get 6 drones. Gonna find a few more in the natural. Up to 9 now. Up to 10 now. Oh no. This is bad. 10 drones. And we do see Maru getting a Banshee. Kind of curious because his Fusion Core is ready, so not sure why he went for a Banshee. But he does go for the Banshee, alright. We've got this barracks continuing to scout around, and now we do see that battle cruiser in production. And Dark has been beaten down this game so far in the early game. Losing those 10 drones, very annoying. He has drone back up to 40, but not really sure what he wants to do. He's got a few roaches in production, additional drones in production, so kind of doing that half and half thing. I'm not crazy about it, but let's see how it works out for him. We do see this Banshee moving across, along with a handful of Marines rather, and Hellions. And battle cruiser about 80% done. And Maru behind this making more barracks, so not going to be a mech build this time, as he just pressures the third. It would be nice to get the cancel, but probably won't be able to. This Banshee being really annoying, weakening the Ravagers. Not going to be able to get one, but still. It really puts a timer on these Ravagers, and the battle cruiser has warped in. Gonna get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more drones. 10 more drones. Oh my goodness. 11 even. 12 even. Oh lordy, lordy, lordy. And just gonna back up into that corner. And now Dark behind on supply. Behind on workers rather. He is up on overall supply, and he's going for a counterattack for Ravagers. And what does Maru have back at home? Not a whole lot, actually. Cancels that bunker. He's going to have to pull SCVs to defend. The battlecruiser doesn't have its teleport ready, so not going to be able to help defend this. And did Maru lose that Banshee? I must have missed that, but I guess he mismicroed the Banshee, so he's going to have to pull SCVs to defend this. Loses 8 of them, but does clean up most of the Ravagers. One single Ravager. Gonna run back home with its tail between its legs. Of course, Ravagers don't have tails, but it's a saying, okay? And resources lost, favoring... I didn't really see that, but I imagine it's favoring the Terran, because Zerg lost a lot of drones, and Maru going for a drop play. It looks like 1.5 medevacs full of Marines. And that battlecruiser gonna get repaired on up. And Maru dropping off these Marines now. Looks like he's just gonna stim in and clear some creep, perhaps. Maybe get a queen. No, transfusions are good. So just gonna get a creep tumor back on out of there. And Dark going for Hydras. Are you insane? He's going for ranged and carapace. So a Roach Hydra composition, getting an Infestor as well. And I don't know, Roach Hydra not really what it once was, especially not against Bio, but we'll see. Dark is one of the best Zergs out there, so let's see if he can make it work. We've got one single Infestor. Let's see how the Fungal is. But Maru is here. He's got 2 tanks sieged up, and this is a very scary push. Fungal does go down, but not really too much to follow it up. Biles do clean up 1 tank. There are still 2 behind it, however. And Maru just stims in, gets a lot of the Ravagers, all of the Ravagers, rather. And Battlecruiser did have to get out of dodge. It looks like Dark is going to clean up. Another Fungal goes down, but nothing to follow up. And it is a hold by Dark. Maru currently at 69. Nice. Workers. Both players at 69. Oh! Maru going up to 70 now. And he's got reinforcements here. So continuing this attack. 2 tanks here. Nice Fungal going down, but these roaches, I'm not sure if they are the right play. This tank dealing so much damage is finally going to get picked off. And once again, it is a hold. Oh, losing the medevac there with units inside of it. But the pressure from Maru, quite relentless. Now Dark going up to the Lurker Den, so not going to be a Roach Hydra build, it looks like. The Hydra's just a stepping stone to Lurkers, and I like that. Lurkers much better. Hydras, some would say they are just Lurker larvae. You don't really use them for anything else. I know many may disagree with that, but Dark is, again, one of the best Zergs on the planet. This battlecruiser flying in once again, going to get another 4, maybe more drones. And going to spot this Lurker Den if he didn't see it before. I'm going to get a few more drones here. 8, 9, 10. And just going to go back to its little corner there. Now Dark is down on drones, 68 now after losing that 10. And his Lurker upgrades aren't quite ready. His 2-2 isn't quite ready. This is a very scary timing for Maru as he sieges up, stims in. The Fungal growth, however, is good. Locking down a lot of the Marines, softening them up. And gonna be enough to repel this once again. Hydra is being used to fight, actually. I don't think he even has Hydra upgrades, but he's going to morph 4 Lurkers right now. Battlecruiser poking in once again. Very low on HP. Is it finally going to go down? Oh! No, it looks like the Queens can not quite reach it there. And scan going down. Maru going to be aware of the Lurker tech, but Maru is a fearsome devil. with his micro. He can micro bio against lurkers, no problem. And he is undeterred by this. He just sieging up. He is walking in with his bio units. He's seen this before. He's dealt with this before. He is not scared. And in fact, it is Dark who is scared, who unburrows and backs up a little bit. Maru, continuing to be annoying with this battlecruiser, might finally lose it to the Queens. Yes, it does go down before it gets the teleport off. But this is the main push. This might be the final fight. It is do or die here for Dark. And this tank spread, very scary. Oh my god. How do you deal with this? Dark coming in from multiple angles. Blinding clouds going down. Didn't even see that he got Vipers, but that is going to be good. It does wear off now, however. But Lurkers on the side. No scan going down over there. This base does go down. Oh, the reinforcing siege tank goes down. But Maru with a 30 supply lead right now. And oh no, is this going to be it for the Zerg player? He loses that base. Does evacuate most of the drones, but he is heavily behind on supply. And Maru continuing to move forward. Nice fungal going down, but not really too much Zerg here to clean this up. And behind this, Maru expanding, getting, what is that, the 5th base? And he is going up to Ghosts. Maru's Ghost Control, some of the best in the business. Look at that micro. I don't know if you spotted that, but Lurker attacks goes in a straight line, so if you micro your units to the side, you can sometimes just avoid the attack altogether. We do see the Zerg losing a lot more resources here. And now Maru rotating to the left side, continuing the pressure on this new base, and I don't know if Dark is going to be able to hold this. These ghosts are here. Oh, nice abducts on the ghosts. Getting a good 3 or 4 of them, but is it enough? I don't think so. Maru stimming in, getting a lot of units there. 5 lurkers, still good. A lurker run by on this base, getting cleaned up by SEVs of all things. But he does clean them up. And Maru continuing this attack here, and Dark with the WW gets on out of there. Maru taking the series 3-2, and he is our first finalist in this tournament, the King of Battles.